Today I'm going to kick it off with a few interior design styles that you might like. Sometimes when you're designing your home, you kind of like a little bit of loads of different styles, and then when you buy in things and put them together, it doesn't quite work, and you're almost like, why is it not working? Well, it might be beneficial to pick a design style and stick with that all throughout your house, and that will just create that consistency, that flow between each room. So I think I'm going to start with the Scandinavian style. I feel like because we're all massive IKEA shoppers, we kind of by default are into Scandinavian, whether we like it or not, because IKEA is a Scandinavian Swedish company. Scandinavian is about minimalism, okay? So it is about having the only essential things in our home. No clutter, just clean, modern. The colours that you see in Scandinavian are usually white, earthy tones like wood, but this is usually a pale wood, and blacks. It is a contemporary style. It is very clean, airy, bright. One thing they do practice is they really want that cozy element into the home as well. So you might have a lot of different textures, different rugs. You might have faux sheepskin rugs draped over chairs. You might have thick blankets decorating a space. It really is about being minimalistic, but incorporating that cozy feel into the home as well. Now, and everything in Scandinavian kind of has its own use, so every piece you bring into your home is something useful, and that's kind of like what Scandinavian design is all about. So the second one I want to talk about is boho. Sometimes these two can cross in between each other, but boho is definitely not minimalistic. Boho is very much display everything, lots of macrame, lots of plants, everything is kind of like on show, kind of a little bit more cluttery, but yeah, it's got that more bohemian style, and yeah, I guess the thought process is that you kind of, whatever you do have, it is on display and you enjoy it. And this is kind of inspired from the traveler lifestyle, things that are useful. You might not have that much space. Lots of pieces that are in your home are DIY projects or made by hand. There's a lot of sort of mismatching textures there as well. But yes, definitely you can kind of cross over between boho and Scandi, but it is that clear difference that boho is a little bit more cluttered, Scandinavian is very minimalistic. Another trend that is massive at the moment, if you want to try and get a piece of mid-century modern, but mid-century on Marketplace, you're talking like £3,000 for a dressing table. That is actually from the mid-century. Mid-century modern is very distinctive. You'll be able to spot a mid-century modern piece a mile off. It'll have things like tapered legs, hairpin legs. The legs will be in sort of a V shape, thin, very, 1960s, 1970s, but with a modern twist, with pieces just beautifully made, more like walnut, maybe like more of the orangey tones. But yeah, it is very trendy, and you can see it in people's living rooms, and they'll have maybe like a navy blue sofa with those hairpin tapered legs with a hairpin coffee table. It kind of like looks retro but also modern at the same time. So something that is coming up in the mid-century modern is a lot of plastics with, yet again, tapered legs, and sort of bringing in that modern element to the mid-century look. But if you want to pick up a piece of mid-century furniture from like actual mid-century, you'll be paying a price, because this trend has put the prices right up. But keep a lookout in your charity shops or Facebook Marketplace, which is where I find all my bargains. Another style is farmhouse. Now, lots of things you'll see in Farmhouse, very country, the big country sinks, the country cookers, shiplap, barn doors, very rustic decor. You might have chalk paint with distressed look, furniture pieces with distress on it. And I do think this style is really good if you live in a farmhouse. I'm not too convinced on turning maybe your brand new build into something farmhouse. It kind of gives the off vibe, sort of like I'm in the city and now I'm in the farmhouse kind of vibe. But if you want to go for that, then go for it. But yeah, you'll want shiplap, you want barn doors, you want rustic, you want distressed look, as if it is a working farmhouse. Modern, which is kind of similar to mid-century modern, but you kind of take the mid-century out of it, and it is just literally modern. This is kind of what you'd think you'd see if you went to New York and you went to a penthouse. It would be very clean lines, clean furniture, sort of square edges, very kind of just no funny business, no softness, kind of like, yeah, hard lines. In the kitchens maybe there aren't any handles on anything, and the worktops might go over in a waterfall style, and yeah, just very, very contemporary. You'll walk in there and you'll know that like this is brand new. Nothing in here is secondhand, or if it is, then well, it's probably not. Either that or it's just been made fresh new. But yeah, very clean, very sleek, very saleable, I'd say. If you decorated your house in this style to sell it, it would probably get snapped right up. Okay, and then we've got the traditional style, which I think is timeless. It's always going to be around. It's if you're living in a Victorian or Edwardian or Georgian house, I think this style goes quite well with that type of home. With the fireplaces, you'll have picture frame mouldings all over the house, steel black fireplaces, tufted furniture, more of the triangle diamond shape rather than the squares, wingback chairs, oil paintings, and the frames that the oil paintings will be really traditional. The colours are traditional, rich colours, something that you would see in a fancy boutique hotel. And then this can also be a different style, because a lot of that could be a bit much in one house, because it is very grand, and I feel like the style comes from grandeur back in the day. So you could have a style called Transitional. So it is a lot of traditional styles like the picture frame mouldings, the colours, the deep colours, but then with a modern twist. So that kind of modern style that I just spoke about with the clean, fresh lines, bringing in some of that furniture in, but also incorporating the darker colours, the rich colours with the picture frame mouldings. Okay, and next we have industrial. So I feel like if you knew a guy, a bachelor, and he had a man cave, I feel like this is what a man cave would be. Or if you lived in New York and yeah, you're in an apartment block with no plaster on the walls and it was just brick walls, this is industrial. So you're talking shelves with scaffold pipes or scaffold boards as shelves. You've got light fixtures that are just wires and bulbs, lots of copper, very sort of stripped back like you would in an industrial warehouse. You'd have brick walls, you'd have cement floors, dark greys, you'd have lots of blacks. Yeah, and I just think very lad pad type style, but it does look lovely in a lot of homes, and you can soften that up as well with a few sort of, I don't even know if you can soften it up, but yeah, industrial is industrial, and it is a very cool look, you know, with big glass windows, black framing. It can be very, very effective in a home, a bigger home perhaps, or maybe a non-traditional home, something like a barn conversion. Last but not least is, it's kind of two things here. So my favorite style is Scandinavian mixed with Japanese and brought together to bring you Japandi. Now, Japandi is my favourite style at the moment, but it might be because it is very on trend at the moment, which might be why it's my favourite style, or I just love it because of its like minimalistness and the fact that you are incorporating things that are imperfect. So it's called wabi sabi, and this is where you incorporate pieces in your home that aren't quite perfect. They might have been handmade, they might have been broken and fixed, and they've got that imperfections on them. It might be because I do some DIY jobs and they're not that great, so I go, hey, you know, this is wabi sabi, but really it's just a really bad DIY job. But anyway, Japandi is my all-time fave. I love the cement look, the lime wash walls, the twigs as you can see here, and just then like the gorgeous roundness and softness of the furnishings, like rounded edges on sofas, rounded edges or arches on mirrors, floor mirrors having the arch on the top, incorporating arches into bookcases, into your home again. So we've got a 1940s detached bungalow, and that has got a lot of arches. Well, it's got two arches in it, and I might have to get rid of one, which is really sad, but I've got one in my bathroom, as you can see here. So yeah, Japandi is calm, embracing nature, natural materials, imperfect, because the world is not perfect, guys, and I think that's just what I love about it. It's just that it's so no pressure here, just very clean, only have what you need, very sustainable, definitely very sustainable, which kind of brings me on to contemporary. So when I talk about contemporary, it's kind of like what's hot on trend at the moment. So like this might not be in fashion next year, the twigs might not be in fashion. Contemporary, lots of things that are coming in now are those that I just spoke about in Japandi. So different styles of wood, natural materials, but maybe not so boho-y, but more, yeah, Scandinavian, Japanese, bringing things down. So lower furniture, lower tables, lower beds, rather than the grandeur and high beds, kind of like bringing things down, chill. I hope you liked it. Let me know which style you think you are and which style you want to be, because I found in my last house I was very Scandi in one room, and then pink and playful in the next room, and then boho in the next. I had no consistency whatsoever. If I had just seen this video, I would have kind of gone, okay, I know I want to be Japandi, but I'm very Scandi, boho, traditional, everything all in one go. I think that in your home it is nice to have that flow and consistency between rooms. If you like this video, then please give me a like or a subscribe. That lets me know if this video is doing well. I hope you guys will catch up with me soon.